We're back with part 4 of weird and interesting tech finds on Amazon. What's up everybody, Corey with Freaky Tech Reviews here, and today we're checking out 5 different products with one honorable mention of weird and interesting things that I found on Amazon, so let's get into it. Before we get started, if you want access to seeing these videos before they go live or a bunch of behind the scenes content, check out the memberships tab down below to learn more. First up on the list, we've got this. Now, this is a strange product. This is the LiverLive C1 Stringless Smart Guitar. The way it works is you fold out the neck, fold out the body, and you've got a full strumming electric guitar, but it's not exactly what you think. This guitar is basically what happens when you combine Guitar Hero with karaoke in real life. The LiverLive C1 Stringless Smart Guitar has no strings, just a touch-sensitive fretboard, a built-in speaker, and the option to change instruments and sounds on the fly. You can practice silently with headphones or blast it to the speaker, which has surprisingly good audio quality, and the sound library is also surprisingly solid. But it's not just press a button and get a chord. You still need to strum in rhythm for it to sound right, which makes it feel a bit more authentic than just some toy guitar. Here's an example really quick of how you have to get your rhythm right. So if I press it twice really fast, you can hear how you have to like time it with the proper beat of the song. So you got to do it like this. And speed it up. And I have to say, when I first came across this product, I thought to myself, it felt like a bit of a gimmick, and that's something that I've mentioned in the past, that I don't like gimmicky feeling tech products, but this one really blew my socks off, honestly. I found myself just picking it up and playing it just to relax, and I even was playing it on the porch with my wife and kid the other day, and we were singing along to classics, because if you look at all of the different songs in the actual app library, you'll find a ton of different recognizable songs that people have actually put together and on the guitar, so you can then play along and actually sing along with that song. Now, they don't sound exactly like those songs. A lot of them sound just like an acoustic version of that song, and the way that this guitar works is you have a strumming bar and a picking bar, and you hold the button and it plays for you. So that's where it kind of feels like Guitar Hero, but it actually is quite a bit more than that. You can make it sound like a regular guitar, a bass guitar, or even a piano, and then you can actually change and customize your own chords. The piano. Now again, I can't emphasize how strange this was to me at first, simply because it doesn't take really that much skill to learn it. It's very easy to pick up and play, but that's exactly why it's interesting, because the point of this is really just to either play along to yourself or play with people who want to sing along with you. At the top of the neck of the guitar, you can actually change what notes that you're playing in. It also has little individual strings here that you can play as well, so that you can actually kind of finger pick by yourself. And that's not perfect, but it's cool that you're able to do that. Now, the one hang up that I don't like about it is the fact that you see this sticker right here, that's actually supposed to come off, and it lists the different note names right here, and whenever you take that off, it's just completely empty. So I actually find myself leaving the sticker on. I'd actually like to see those notes stay there, because when you're playing along with the app, it just helps me reference what I'm playing that much more easily. But like I said, the speaker quality on this is really, really good. It actually has a built-in subwoofer, so it's nice and deep and has good punchy bass, and it's plenty loud enough so that you can still hear the instrument while you're playing with friends. It recharges via USB-C, and then it uses a 3.5mm audio jack so that you can plug it into headphones or maybe even a louder speaker if you need to. This is definitely one of the products that I think embodies both the weird and interesting finds of Amazon for this list, but honestly, I would put this in the top 5 tech products I've ever reviewed. I know that sounds crazy, but the quality is really nice. It comes with a nice carrying case with its own guitar strap, and overall, it's just a really nice product that's designed well and it sounds great. There's not a ton of color options just yet because LiverLive's relatively new to the scene, but I do think that they're going to expand quite a bit more in the future. So one thing I want to say really quick is that there's a ton of songs on the app to choose from to strum along with and sing. There's only one song that matters, so anyways, here's Wonderwall. Now, like with all the products in these videos, you can find links down in the description. I included both the affiliate and the non-affiliate link. That way you don't have to feel forced to financially support the channel if you still want to purchase the product. Now, next up on the list is this little guy. This is the UGREEN Uno GAN charger. It's a 65-watt GAN charger that looks just like a little robot. It's very, very simple. It has 2 USB ports, 1 USB-A port, but it has enough juice to charge most laptops, phones, and earbuds all at once. The LED eyes glow once it's plugged in, it's magnetic, and it's small enough to just toss in a bag bag and take with you. It is a charger, sure, so nothing super special, but it's just kind of like this little desk mascot that I like having around. And in order to plug it in, you got to take his little feet off. And just something about that just really gave it a lot of personality. I first fell in love with UGREEN whenever I reviewed their NAS system, and so I've been a big fan of what they bring to the table. And most of their products are a bit more serious, but I don't know, something about this one just really stuck out to me for the price. And I can never have enough charging bricks around, especially that have multiple inputs like this. So if it's aesthetically pleasing and functional, that's a win for me. Kind of a weird and interesting tech item that I thought you might like. Now for number 3 on the list, I've got one of the more interesting products that I've ever featured on the channel. This is the AccuBow 2.0. It's a bow and arrow. But what's interesting about this is it's all based around a video game, but it actually feels like an actual bow. This one, it's really almost an archery trainer that lets you practice anywhere without arrows, and you don't even need to have space to use it. It has an adjustable draw weight that goes from 10 all the way up to 70 pounds, so you can really work those muscles and practice your form while you're playing this game. It has a built-in phone mount for drills and archery games, and it has collapsible limbs for portability. Now, I will say one thing that's really interesting about this is that even at my height of 6'10" and I have a draw length of 32 to 34 inches, it still is able to work with me, and I can pull it back far enough to get an actual workout. Now, for me to get an actual bow that could handle that draw length, I'm looking at least $1,000. So for this thing to come in for a couple $100 to be able to practice that is really, really cool. And the way that you actually set the weight of the bow is you just turn these knobs right here, and it stretches these little rubber tubes. Now that is one thing that I am concerned with being a fail point on this bow. I don't know how long these are actually going to last, and that's one thing I'll be curious to see moving forward if that's going to be an issue that comes up. Now, while you can actually use fingers with it like a normal bow and arrow, it is compatible with quick release systems. I just got this for 20 bucks. This is a TrueFire quick release system that essentially works like a little trigger that releases the string, and it really makes it feel immersive. The app itself is actually quite robust with all kinds of different game modes and different things that you can play. There's even a golf mode where you shoot the arrow on golf greens to get closer to the target. There's hunting modes. You can hunt dinosaurs, regular animals. There's Olympic archery. There's all kinds of different things that you can play, and it actually feels real while you're playing it. I will say that the hunting mode is a bit bare. I mean, no pun intended. But like a lot of the animals are only like 20 feet away from you. And it's like, maybe we'd like to see something with a bit more movement or a bit more distance with animals. But again, you're only looking at a phone screen, so it's kind of hard to actually see that well. And I do want to call out the fact that if you go to the app, you're going to see some negative reviews. And I want to explain the why behind that. Now, initially when the AccuBow came out, the app was free. And it still is free, but you have to sign up for it and then cancel your subscription in order to use the free features. That drops it down to baseline usage. Now, the app itself only costs about $8 every 3 months, so it's not overly expensive. But the reason they have to charge is in order to maintain and upkeep that app. So me coming into the AccuBow after they've already released it and seeing that being the reasoning, I totally understand it, but you're going to see a lot of negative reviews from people who had purchased the bow not anticipating that the app was going to become paid for. So I just want to throw that out there, that you do have to buy the bow and pay for the app. But if you like archery and you want to be able to practice with a real feeling bow, I think this is about as close as you're going to get without actually launching an arrow. But it's such a clever mix of fitness and skill training that I just thought it was a really good fit for this series. Now, before we go to the next product, I want to talk about something that a lot of us are dealing with. Streaming services are getting super expensive, and people are, let's say, exploring other options. Proton VPN is perfect for this because it has a built-in kill switch. So if your VPN connection drops and your ISP can see what you're doing online all of a sudden, your internet traffic stops with it immediately. No leaks, no surprises. And it's not just about that. You can actually get Proton Mail for secure mail, Proton Drive for encrypted cloud storage, and Proton Pass for password management. It's all built with privacy in mind. I use it because it's really simple and fast, and you can trust that they're not selling your data. Now, you can use it for free, but if you want to get 64% off the paid version, check the link in the description below to try it for yourself. Now, for number 4 on this list, I've got the Honeywell desk lamp. On the surface, it's just a regular desk lamp, nothing crazy, but this Honeywell model is all about a clean, minimal footprint. It has a very slim profile, foldable arm, and adjustable color temperatures, and a built-in USB-C and USB-A charger into the base of the lamp. It just kind of disappears on your desk until you need it, which I'm a big fan of. It's really good for minimalistic, aesthetically pleasing designs, which is exactly what I want from gear like this. I don't need some giant lamp taking up a bunch of space on my desk. It has a dial on top that you use to turn it on and off, and that also changes the different color temperatures, and then also changes the different brightnesses. And I will say this thing gets really, really bright, but can also get very dim for a dark environment. This isn't so much of a weird product. I mean, it is kind of strange looking, I guess, but it is interesting, and I thought it was a really good deal because because the price for this is not bad at all. And with Honeywell being a reputable brand, you know you're going to probably get a lot of life out of it. Now for number 5 on the list, I actually have the Magitech Fabric Shaver and Lint Remover. Now this one is pure utility. This is not necessarily that weird, but I just thought it was really interesting, and it's something that I didn't realize was really even existed. Turns out it's a lot more popular than I thought it was. What it is a literal fabric shaver that takes all the little fuzz balls off of older clothing. It has a 3-tooth blade, large mesh head, and it charges via USB. And it is micro USB, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. But you just easily run it over a hoodie or a couch or a blanket and watch years of piling vanish. And it's the kind of gadget you never really think that you need until you use it once, and then you start running around the house looking for more things to defuzz, and it's weirdly satisfying. Comes with a little reservoir that you just empty into the trash can, and then if you pull off the back of it, it actually comes with a little fabric brush, which is also nice. So not something that's weird, but definitely one of those things you don't really think to have, and it can really extend the life of your clothing. Now you might have noticed that I've already covered 5 products, yet I'm still going, and that's because there's an honorable mention. This right here is the world's smallest Polaroid camera keychain. Now, the problem is that I'm not the best reviewer in the world. I might even verge on being stupid sometimes. I'm stupid! Because this does not actually take pictures, and for some reason I thought it was a mini camera, but it says very explicitly on Amazon's webpage that it does not take pictures. All this thing does is you press the red button. It makes a ton of noise by spitting out the little Polaroid that you then push back in. It is pure novelty. I bought it for this series, so I still want to mention it in case anyone thinks a little mini retro Polaroid camera is cool. It's really a great stocking stuffer, if anything, if you know someone that likes retro cameras like the one that I featured in my last Amazon video. But other than that, it's not useful at all. So maybe kind of weird. Really, it's more weird that I bought it than it is weird as a product, but if you're interested in it, it's also linked down below for you to check out. And it kind of made me smile when I saw it, not only because it is kind of cool and nostalgic, but also because I realized I just wasted some money. So that is part 4 of weird and interesting Amazon tech finds. Let me know down in the comments below which one your favorite one was, and if there's anything weird you've come across on Amazon that you'd love to see in future videos, also drop a comment, let me know, because I'm always on the hunt for something different that I can bring to this series. Also, be sure to check out the memberships tab if you want to see even more content from me that no one else gets to see. But either way, I really appreciate you being here, and thank you so much for stopping by today. Again, I'm Corey with Freaky Tech Reviews. I'll see you next time. Real quick before you go, YouTube thinks that you might like this video right here, so be sure to check it out and continue exploring the Freaky Tech Reviews channel.